Hey guys, welcome back to Millions Break. This is all about the part 2 of Bloomberg. Once I said it's all about part 1, and right now it's time for the part 2. So Bloomberg is a global news and media company that mainly focus on business, finance, markets, economics, and politics. Bloomberg News Channel, it is 24-hour television network officially called Bloomberg Television. It casts news, interviews, analysis, and live updates about stock market, that is US, Europe, Asia, and global economy and trade, corporate news, that is company earnings, mergers, big business deals, and same way government policies affecting business and technology and innovation trends. It is owned by Bloomberg LP, a financial service company founded by Michael Bloomberg in 1981, and Bloomberg TV broadcasts from New York, but also as regional version in Europe, Asia, and other areas. So if you watch it, expect less celebrity gossip and more graphs, market ticker, and expert talking about interest. So it's purely about an intelligent news channel. And next, let's see why it is so special. Bloomberg is considered special mainly because it's not just a news channel, it is part of massive financial information empire that many of the world top investors, banks, and governments rely on. So here are the most important. First comes unmatched access to financial data, that is Bloomberg owns a Bloomberg terminal system, a premium platform where real-time market data, analytics, and news are delivered instantly. Many breaking stories on Bloomberg TV come directly from a huge data network, so it is often ahead from other channels in financial, and many breaking stories on Bloomberg TV comes directly from this huge data network, so it is often ahead of other channels in financial news. And next, global network, that is reporters in over 120 countries giving it first-hand updates from market worldwide, covers not just the US but also Asia, Europe, Middle East, and Africa in depth. And same way, expert level coverage, that is host and analytics are often former traders, economists, and financial expert, not just journalists. This means the discussion go deeper than surface level headlines. And next, it's all about influence on markets, that is because high level investors and policymakers watch Bloomberg, a single interview or comment on it can move stock prices or currency values. And next is all about minimal sensationalism, that is unlikely many news channel, Bloomberg focus on data, facts, and analysis, not drama or viral content. In short, it is special because it's where the people who move the money get their news. And so why it is number one trusted? So Bloomberg is seen as the number one trusted source for the financial and market news because it has built its reputation on accuracy, speed, and independence over decades. And that's why professionals trust it more than anyone else. So first, let's see why they trust. First comes direct access to raw market data, that is Bloomberg doesn't just report news, it has live feeds from stock exchange, bond market, commodities, and currency market built into the system. And same way, this means the numbers you see are not reported by someone else, they are direct from the source, updated in real time. And same way, global reporter network, that is with journalists over 120 countries, Bloomberg often hears about events before they hit other newsrooms. Same way, it's not dependent on news agencies like Reuters. It has its own army of reporters. And next, it's all about strict verification process. Bloomberg is known for publishing only after double or triple confirmation information, especially financial data that could move markets. Report could cause billions in losses, so accuracy is non-negotiable. And next, independence from political and corporate pressure. That is, while no outlet is 100% immune, Bloomberg's main revenue is from terminals and non-advertising. Reduce the incentive to centralize or push bias stories. This reduces the incentive to sensationalize or push biased stories just to get clicks or place sponsors. And same way, expert analysts, not just head journalist anchors, Bloomberg employs former traders, economists, policy experts, and veteran financial journalists who understand the complexity of the market. And next, tracks record of breaking major stories first, that is from big corporate mergers to central bank decision. Bloomberg has a history of being the first to report and being correct. So the bottom line is that Bloomberg isn't number one trusted just because it's famous. It is because in the financial world, a 5-second delay or 1% error can cost millions. So what are the most important shocking news updated by this Bloomberg news channel? First comes Elon Musk Tesla's funding tweet investigation in 2018. Bloomberg was among the first to report the US SEC was investing Elon Musk funding secured tweet, that is within minutes of the report. Tesla stock dropped over 6% in afterwards trading. Investor trusted Bloomberg sourcing enough to react immediately. US-China trade war negotiation, that is in 2019, Bloomberg broke the news that the US was considering delaying tariff on Chinese goods, that is global stock market jumped instantly. The Chinese yuan strengthened and safe haven gold price fell, all within minutes of the Bloomberg headline. And third, Bank of Japan price policy shift, that is 2022. Bloomberg That is, Bloomberg leaked early details about the BOJ adjusting its yield curve control policy. The yen surged 4% in the single day, one of its biggest move in decades before other outlets even. Next, Saudi Aramco IPO details in 2019. Bloomberg was the first to reveal the exact timing and valuation estimates of the world's largest IPO. Oil prices and Middle Eastern stock exchange reacted the same day to the report. And next, Credit Suisse collapse signal, that is in 2023. Bloomberg published insider report about Credit Suisse facing huge client withdrawal. The bank shares tanked by double digits within hours, triggering emergency discussion by regulators. So these are the example, the fact that investors, hedge funds, and even central banks act within seconds of a Bloomberg headline shows how much trust they place in its accuracy. Bloomberg was wrong often. Traders wouldn't trust billions acting on its story, but it's built decades of credibility. Now I'm gonna say how Bloomberg often gets world-moving financial news before anyone else. So it is part deep journalist, part inside network, and part high-tech intelligence gathering. So first comes embedded reporters in key location. That is, Bloomberg has journalists stationized inside right financial hubs like Wall Street, London City, Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Dubai. They maintain close relationship with bankers, traders, policymakers, and corporate insiders who often give tips. And same, this isn't just contacts. Reporters often cover the same sectors for years, so sources trust them with sensitive information. And next, direct feeds from market and government system. Through its Bloomberg terminal, the company is connected to stock exchange, commodity markets, and even government press releases. The public sees them. And some economic data like inflation or GDP numbers are published milliseconds earlier on terminals before TV, giving Bloomberg an edge. And similarly, leaks from regulatory filings, that is, Bloomberg legal and corporate teams constantly scans SEC filings, patent database, court records, and government procurement documents for clues before news breaks. And same way, insider tracking via data analytics, that is, Bloomberg uses AI and data mining tools to track ship movements, factory outputs, and even satellite images to predict events. Example, spotting fewer oil tankers leaving a port, possible production cut on oil price. And same way, Bloomberg TV, radio, and website are integrated with its terminal newsroom, meaning once a scoop is confirmed, its traders screen instantly, often before it's even discussed on air. And same way, unmatched resources, that is, most newsrooms cut budgets. Bloomberg invest heavily, and thousands of journalists plus data analytics plus sector specialists, that a story get fact checked fast and published fast. Bloomberg works like a mix of journalists, spies, and data scientists, all plugged into one of the world's fastest information network. That is why when a Bloomberg headline drops, Wall Street traders reacts within seconds. So now let's see the last part of the video. It's all about the behind scene timeline of what happened inside Bloomberg headquarters. First comes a trusted insider calling, texting a reporter. That is an unusual market move spotted by Bloomberg's AI system. A leak government or corporate document, that is an example. A central bank insider hints about an emergency interest rate cut. And next, it's all about lighting verification. That is, a reporter immediately alerts their team editor and specialist desk. And second, Bloomberg journalist, often in another city, calls their own sources to. Then the legal department gets looped in if the scoop could move markets or risk lawsuits. This can take minutes or even seconds depending on urgency. And next, it's all about data cross. Bloomberg analysts pull market data to see if any trading patterns already reflect the information. If the scoop matches hidden patterns like sudden bond buying before a rate cut, it strengthens credibility. And next, a draft and internal blast, that is, a reporter writes 5 to 20 word flash headline in Bloomberg internal system. The headline is posted to Bloomberg terminal subscribers first. Traders see it instantly. Example, Fed to cut rates by 0.50 PTS next week, that is the sources. And same way, Tesla to launch model in India next year, that is the sources. It's all about market impact. Within seconds of terminal headlines, stocks, currencies, or commodities may spike or drop. Traders execute orders worth millions or billions, and Bloomberg TV and radio teams prepare to broadcast it live within 1 or 2 minutes. And it's all about expanded story. While the market react to the headline, reporters work on a full story with context, why this matters, who it affects, potential next step, and this expanded article is published on the Bloomberg.com and posted to the terminal's newsfeed. And next is all about continuous update. That is, Bloomberg keeps the story alive with live interviews, follow-up scoops, related market data updates, and this keeps them ahead of competitors for hours or even days. So why this matter? This speed plus accuracy combos why Bloomberg is trusted. They can go from tip and verify headline and market moving news in under 60 seconds without being wrong. So all these things are the reason being I just wish to start my YouTube world with this particular concept called Bloomberg. So now you understand why Bloomberg is really important to me and the world. And I hope this is a big informative thought. I'm in this video. Take care. Have a great day.